All right then. So I'm last. Here we go. My topic, and I picked multiple topics for the reason of I didn't know what you guys were picking.
Hmm.
So we've mentioned this briefly, but my topic is family.
Hmm.
And I don't just mean like the nuclear family, because family has sort of a broader definition now, especially in my eyes, because although my parents didn't divorce until after I got out of the house, I did come from a broken home. I just didn't know that it was a broken home until I got out of it. And being on the outside looking in, I was like, that was not a good environment for me to live in. So that it's got a lot of just like I have a lot of mixed feelings about like one parent in particular. Part of me is just like, man, I wish that I didn't, have that parent, like just not being there. And then the other part of me is like, I'm glad I did, regardless of the way that I was treated, um, and like emotionally and verbally abused growing up. Um, he did teach me things. I know how to change a car tire. I know how to tie a tie. I know how to shave my face. Just little things like that, that I feel like is very important within a home. And as a queer man, with a high probability of me, marrying a man or a trans man, maybe a woman that's very low on the spectrum. I want my children to have, in terms both parents, both parents in the terms of like a positive female role model and a positive male role model. Now, for me personally, if I do marry a man, I would want my children to have a positive female role model. And I'm looking at her down right here. Hello, hi Red. She is a positive female role model, and I've always said that I think she'll be a great mother. Um, so I just as a queer man, I've seen a huge issue within the LGBTQ plus community with children lacking that other parent, children lacking the father, and not even in that community, just like in in the United States in general. Um, Divorce is high. Fatherless homes are high in America, and not to like discount mothers or anything, because I wouldn't be where I am today without my mother. But fathers are very important to the development of children. Um, you know, fa- and this is like a stereotype, but mothers are the ones that literally they care and they nurture, and fathers are the ones that pick you up, brush you off, and tell you you're okay. Think about it like you're a small child, you run, you trip, you fall. You still learning cognitively how to react to certain things in the world. Your mother's going to run up to you, pick you up, and baby you, and be like, "Oh, you're so baby," and like, "Oh, poor baby," and stuff, and you're going to cry. Is like, "Oh, maybe I'm not okay," because you're judging your mother's reaction. But here comes your father, picking you up, dusting you off, saying you're okay, and then you realize, "Hey, I am okay." That to me is what a father is supposed to be.
Yeah. Was there or did you just want thoughts, or did you want was there a question you're gonna ask? Sorry if I
Those are just thoughts. I do have like questions. How can we as a society encourage two-parent homes? Because two-parent homes are slowly declining, um, in the United States. I know that's a very heavy question, but I truly believe that change starts in the home.
Yeah, that's
I
sorry.
I was gonna play devil's advocate right at the beginning, uh, just to open the door for adverse comments.
Okay.
Um, and this is gonna cycle back to what I said about like community involvement. Um, I also came from a broken home. My parents are legally separated, not technically divorced yet, but they haven't been together in a very long time. I've always seen both of my parents around the house. My dad was kind of here and there, like when he'd be like in jail or something like that. So he was like physically present in the house, but mentally, emotionally, and every other way, like gone from the house. And I will always say that it was the best thing that happened to my family because he just wasn't a good person. So his presence in the home made it broken versus in the times where he was not in the home, we were happy and we all got along and nobody fought and, things like that. So I will say I understand the benefit of a two-parent home, and I understand the benefit of having male and female mentors in a child's life. But at this point in my life, I can say that I don't think that should be exclusively an expectation placed on the home. Because I have seen so many single parent homes, whether they're single fathers or single mothers or blended families, when people get remarried and things like that. Um, I'm fine with the nuclear family having a different face in our generation and having a different expectation, or however you want to word it. But I will say it is important to have male and female mentors in a person's life. Because as I was growing up, I was blessed to have older men around me who could, in a sense, fill the role of a father figure, and they weren't my fathers. And in the seasons in my life where I needed my mother more and she wasn't there, I was so blessed to have female mentors in my life to kind of fill that role. So I don't think that I was lacking, even though I had a broken home and broken family, and it wasn't a nuclear traditional family. And somebody else might have looked in and be like, wow, whew, that is a situation there. I was still able to grow up halfway decent. And obviously, I know that you're not saying that people who come from broken homes are like messed up and, or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be beneficial to think of it on a broader, uh, kind of like umbrella.
Yeah, and
Fine if
that
it starts in the home, and obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But in the event that it doesn't, I think we should move away from the narrative that a person is more likely to be have like adverse effects as they're growing up, where it could be, instead of that, we can say in general, if a person doesn't have a mother figure or a father figure or a mentor of some sort that can guide them along, then they are at risk of X, Y, and Z, versus saying if the father is not in the home or if the mother is not in the home.
Mhm.
A father is not a dad and a mother is not a mom.
Yeah, because I definitely had what did you say? A father is not a dad and a mother is not a mom. I definitely had my mom, and I had aunts growing up that were basically like I had female teachers that were basically like another mother to me. But I'd never had like the positive male role model, so I can't say that I really had a dad. I had a father, but I never really had a dad.
Mhm.
And I don't know about the rest of you, but what I've seen is community. Yeah, yes, I said originally, like, how do we fix the home? The home doesn't necessarily mean the house. The home is like where you are. It's the people around, like the people that you're with, who you surround you with. So what I'm starting to see is that smaller communities are making programs and stuff to teach little boys how to be men. To teach them how to tie a tie, how to shave their face, how to do like things a father should be doing for them. But these are boys with fatherless homes. There was an article I saw. It's called the Gentleman's Club. I think they need to have that, but for like little girls too, because a little girl's perception of a man is her father, and if she has a good father, she is going to hopefully see see good qualities in the person she's dating. I'm a firm believer that fathers should take their daughters out and show them what a true date should be. Like a cotillion thing or whatever. But I grew up
Like
in a different
standard.
Yeah.
I would like to challenge this narrative right now.
Okay.
Legit, Peter.
My challenge to this narrative is, yes, I think what we need more than anything is to have people who care enough to show us how to do things. There's so much conditioning. I'm gonna find the right words. I should have found them before I started speaking.
You're fine, and we do live in a society, and though that society has those gender roles and those gender norms and everything,
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine because it's from culture to culture.
Correct. I think there is a genuine beauty to masculinity and femininity. There's things men can do that women can't do, and women can do that men can't do physically, like biologically, at a biological base. Being a male or a female does not make you a quality person worthy of instructing and caring and loving and giving. And I think we can all agree on that. Bye. For me, this is my big calling, and this is the biggest thing I can preach to all of you. And this is going to circle back around, I promise. It's going to be a rabbit trail for a second. Teaching is a calling. Going into the military is a calling. Whatever you are meant to do in life, I believe in divine purpose and intervention. You will go there because it is a calling. You are meant to, I have recently had my eyes opened about all my ups and downs in my life. And I sat there and I was like, holy shit, this all happened for a reason. And I can see all the equations. I can see how it all connects. And it's mind boggling, but oh no, I lost it. Where was it? Wait, come back. Oh, bloody hell.
It's a calling.
It's a calling. Oh, it was right before that. Schnazzle frats.
Not everybody's qualified to teach.
Not everyone's qualified to teach. That's before. No, this is my mind. This is how it works. It's a labyrinth. We'll never find it. It'll be back there somewhere. We've had this before.
If you end up coming across
Long story short, we all just need to be taking care of each other. And I think that begins with learning to take care of yourself. Oh, I remember. Yes. All right. We said there was a call to action earlier that we made, and I want to raise that. I was on Pinterest many moons ago. And on Pinterest, he knows what I'm about to say because I say this all the time. I found a quote, and I read it on my phone, and I went, insert extreme expletive here. And I was like, I can never be lazy ever again. I can never not have purpose ever again. And that phrase was, and I say this to every student on the day they graduate, no matter what you do in life, be what you needed when you were younger. Everyone immediately thought of something.
I actually never heard you say that.
Have you not?
No, I haven't.
It's my favorite story because it blew my mind. What was it that you needed that you didn't get? So in regards to mentorship, and I prefer the term mentorship, which breaks down into being an apostle, being a small group leader, being a father, being a mother, being an older sibling. Take Lilo and Stitch. She is not an older sister. She is a mother. She is a caregiver. She is everything to that little girl. Where are those people who have stood there, and why are we so okay with, let's say, T, I'm going to pick on you for a minute. T and I are out and about, and someone says something to her. It doesn't have to be racist. It can be sexist. It can be whatever it is. Why am I not stopping and go, hey, back off? Why am I not shutting it down? If we love and care about each other the way we are meant to, 90% of the time, and okay, this is a made up statistic, I'm pulling it out of my butt right now. But majority of the time, when police go to civil disputes in a family, between a husband and wives are so quick to turn on the officer for each other.
Mhm.
And with that being said, those who we love and we care about, we normally get more offended than they do at situations because we care.
Mhm.
If we had that level of caring in society and showed that to each other on a daily basis, don't get me wrong, I love being shady, I love being witty, and my students had to come to terms with that. However, they also know when I put on my face, I make a certain face, they know this is real talk now, right? They know that no matter what happens, they will always have a home in my classroom. I say, in these four walls, you understand the world does not matter. You matter, and what needs to happen in here is you need to find a way to better yourself. And that means I'm going to push you. I'm going to make you think. I'm going to make you feel small to build you up. But you have a home and you have a right to be here. There's a movie, Wrinkle in Time, was a remake with Oprah Winfrey, and she had her Oprah line, the Church of O, and she said, why do you doubt your existence and your meaning in life when the whole universe, whatever you want to believe in, puts you here at this moment right now,
Ooh.
right this second to be here. You can be an old soul, you can be a new soul, you can be whatever you want, but you're here right now for a reason. You have matter, you have meaning, and to take that away from someone else, that is inhumane.
That was
So
good.
where's the love? Where's the love, y'all?
Step.
You seriously sound like one of the
How many
best.
movie references was that?
Uh,
I sped them all up to the end.
Yeah.
now,
No,
now
that's-
I want him to be my professor now.
Mhm.
In history.
I'll give you history tea. Ooh,
I love
that
it.
jokes
I'm
are my
gonna learn.
speciality.
I'm gonna learn cosmetology now from you.
Come on over. Anyway,
Awesome. But
I went on a huge tangent. There's a lot to talk about. I'm
but
gonna
it was
shut.
good. It was
Yeah.
really good. That was the whole Oprah quote. That was really powerful. Honestly,
It's-
gave me something to think about outside of this. You know, when I start feeling down, like, what am I going to do after I graduate? Well, I
You
have
matter.
a purpose. I have a purpose. You know, but back to the whole family thing, Lucas. I do think for me, most of my life, it's always just been my immediate family, my mom, my dad, my sisters and my brothers, and then my dog a couple years ago. And outside of that, as far as the whole it takes a village mentality, we've kind of just been in like a bubble, in a family bubble. So not many people have gotten in, but what we have on the inside of the home is so tight. Like not one of us is perfect, but there's there's unconditional love and support here, and I think, and they're not perfect. There have been instances where when I've been brought up where they could have handled things better, but for the most part, I have been incredibly blessed with the family that God has given me. But I think of the kids who don't necessarily have that with a two-parent home and whatnot. And you asked how we could foster that. I suppose that there are ways, but Shaq and Peter gave me a little bit more to think about with that. I think children are so precious and they're vulnerable, and there are a lot of people who have children who shouldn't be allowed within 50 feet of a child. They're not even allowed to look at them or breathe on them. But where I'm getting with that is that even if you don't have the traditional family, I do think it's important, but as long as a child's getting nurtured and loved and they know that they matter and that their life has gravity and all that, who am I to judge? I think that the two parent thing is ideal. and I don't mean to sound like weird with that. I think that's something that
No.
children should have, but if they can't have it, I think that it's valid if the mother and father figures come from other places. Yeah.
Agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
I'm gonna say it because Peter started it, and then what T said reminded me of it. We're gonna use Lilo and Stitch as an example.
Here we go.
Because
I saw you almost cried when he brought it up.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Shaq-
I'm on my phone, so I can only see one person talk at a time.
Shaq, show him.
Did I make you emotional? I'm so sorry.
there's a
Oh, Hannah.
yeah.
No.
Pyramid
Um,
66.
So that's like my favorite thing ever. I absolutely adore Stitch. And it, in a sense, is kind of like a conglomeration of everything that we've been talking about. Where Stitch originated from, now we're all familiar with the story, so bear with me. Where he was originated from, he was made to be an abomination, and he was seen as an abomination, and was told that all he could do is destroy things, and like there was no good in him. So that's the way that he acted. And then he crashed into Earth and found Lilo, and she showed him love for the first time, and that became his new family, like her and Nani. And it's one of those things where it's such a basic, age-old story, and yet our human nature prevents us from learning from it. We have to be consistently reminded that there's just so many life lessons in that. You don't have to be a product of your environment, and you don't have to be what people tell you you are based on how they perceive you.
Yes.
Everybody has a family, and I think Godby, this is what you were getting at the beginning of this. It might not be the family that you originated in, but your family is out there. I like to call it a tribe.
Yes.
Your tribe is out there,
Mm.
and it might take a while to find your tribe, and it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna be lonely at times, and you're gonna want home, because I think that's just what our human nature longs for, is a home. But it's always beneficial to find that,
Mhm.
because you'll become the best version of yourself when you surround yourself with people who love you and care for you and want the best for you, and who could admonish you in love and challenge you to be better than you were yesterday, and challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, and just challenge you to be a good person, because they know that you're capable of that, versus being around people who don't understand you and don't see your potential and talk down on you and call you names and assign you numbers when, like, you're more than that. So obviously Lilo and Stitch is the best movie ever.
Yes.
But I think that is in a sense, kind of like just how I feel about families in general. You can come from a family that sucks, and it's unfortunate, and it's always kind of like hard when you like when you're a kid and you come from like a bad family, but you don't quite realize that your family's bad because it's all you've ever known, and you go around people who have normal families and you're like, oh
Yeah, and you and I have talked about this a lot, actually. Like,
yeah.
I remember having a friend, like, in middle and high school, and when his mom would pick me up from school sometimes, because my sister was on the track team and she couldn't, like, she didn't just want to leave me at school. There wasn't really an after-school program where I was. So she would take me over to their house, and gosh, they were just, like, the nuclear family. You know what I mean? And that was, I guess, kind of attractive to me in the sense that I didn't have that. And I know other people don't have that either. And one point that I want to bring up is had a teacher in psychology teacher in it was research psychology, actually, like the intro to research in psychology. He said he wasn't going to say that a gay couple couldn't raise a child because there are plenty of straight couples out there that can't do it. And you just end up with a lot of children that don't have homes.
Mhm.
And I guess we can segue into, letting people, like, the adoption process takes forever. And I understand why, because you want to make sure the child is going into a good home, but it does take forever. I have a friend and his wife. I think they're fostering this child right now, and the only thing they're waiting on is the signature from the father. But now she's pregnant, and now they're going to have another baby. But I can't imagine having fostered that child, and they love this child to death. They will be the best parents. But I can't imagine having that child just ripped away from them because of, like, a system that doesn't work all the time. So I definitely am in favor of, like, outside influence. Because I definitely had outside female influence, which I'm surprised I'm not, like, sparkle glitter gay kind of thing from all the women that I have influenced my life personally. But I definitely see a need to have the mentor. I'm saying, like, father, mother, and the stuff. It's there's synonyms. A mentor, a positive male role model, a positive female role model. Just a mentor in the child's life, because it is important for development. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say if you don't have that, then you're messed up. I didn't have that, and I am messed up, but that's different reasons. So yeah. Anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we wrap this up?
One more thing. I think to what Shaq was saying with Lilo and Stitch, a show that reminds me of that is Pose on Netflix. How everyone finds their family, and I was crying a couple times because the sense of family was just so strong. It might not look like a traditional family, but it's like it's family more so than blood in their case. So that's it.
And you know what? I'm going to piggyback on that, because being a father figure to someone doesn't mean you have to be older than them.
Oh, that's a really good point.
It's
Yeah.
about knowing how much you will sacrifice for that person. It's not even consciously knowing that you are their father figure. People just need love. Be that for people.
That's a good way to bring things full circle,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's a reason biblically it says God is love. Love can be wrathful. Love can be gentle. Love can become in the sweeping pour of a rainstorm and destroy everything, wither it away, or come in the flash of lightning that gives light to a small home. We misconceive so much in life. And if we only stopped to take the time to help our brothers and sisters stand, to learn, to care. I mean, I'm not even going to go into police brutality, but, like, I don't understand. I physically, mentally cannot comprehend realizing I'm actually killing someone and not put them in a position where they're going to be okay. It makes me so angry, and I want to cry at the same time, because how can, I don't care how much you hate someone, to take a life is hard. Do you know it takes over 10 minutes of continuing to be suffocated to actually kill someone through suffocation? You have to want someone to die sometimes. Sometimes accidents happen. There are something in the system. Someone has a physical ailment. Why can't we just give a shit? check yourself every day. Your jokes, your actions, your thoughts, your words, how you communicate. Are you communicating? Because the answer is you always are. You will always have a perception about you. I heard a TED Talk today I was watching, and they said, oh no, I'm so full of these stupid one-liners. But they said it's not function, it's fashion. And what was so interesting about how she explained it is she goes, so many people look at fashion as putting clothes on to cover our bodies versus letting the clothes exemplify and glorify who we are. People consider putting on clothes a waste of time. And as someone in the beauty industry, I'm like, it's not a waste of time. It's expressing, it's showing that you care enough about yourself. There's a difference in vanity and feeling good about yourself, expressing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So why aren't we taking the time to express to each other how we feel? And if you're scared to communicate and to feel, that's okay. But it doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to, not everyone's going to be evil or intend to hurt you. All it takes is one raindrop to raise the sea.
Yeah.
It's obviously a button for me.
Really appreciate you sharing, especially since it is a button for you.
Yeah.
It shows a lot of courage.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, for some it's courage. For me, it's like, I wouldn't be, oh, courage. There's so many words we use and we don't think about. One person's idea of courage, it's like fear. One person's idea of fear is different than another person's. For me, I can't help but talk. That's the problem. I'm like Donkey from Shrek. Talking's not the problem. But yeah.
It's really cool that you, like, I could tell in your face, you think before you speak.
Yes.
It's complimentary.
Oh no.
Many would argue very otherwise.
Oh,
No,
that's
he
even-
doesn't all the time, but it just happens. The stuff that comes out of his mouth happened to be very profound.
Well, that's great. That means your heart is in the right place.
Mm-hmm. I guess
hope
for the serious stuff, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to articulate yourself well.
People deserve to be treated well.
100%.
No matter how different they are, how different they look, how different they act. I have a student currently that I can't actually, say anything to because I believe that they have a learning disability, but I can't ask that. And at first I was like, oh, this is so annoying. And I had to kind of like sit there. I'm like, no. This is a challenge for you to reach out to them because there's so many people I have loved who have not had learning disabilities per se, but were given the short end and people wrote them off. So why am I writing off someone? We need to check ourselves every day.
Yeah, and as someone who does have a learning disability, I actually found out it is illegal for you as an educator to ask a student that question.
Yes.
That's why for every teacher that I've had ever since I was diagnosed, I always introduced myself and I always told them, hey, this is my deal. This is what's up. So if it looks like I'm lazy, if it looks like I'm not trying, trust me, I am.
Yeah.
I just get frustrated sometimes with the words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel you there. Chris, do you have anything to add?
No, I really think you guys covered it. Like, I was just really enjoying hearing everyone. Yeah, this is really good. Godby, I'm really thankful to be a part of this.
What happened to the nicknames, y'all?
I still got my nickname.
Gave up.
No, everybody's called me different names so far. This whole video
Very
chat.
difficult.
I forget. I keep
I
forgetting.
called you Hatter.
Ammon,
I don't know what I've called you.
you call me my actual name.
Oh
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
I did. At least. Okay, to be fair, I said Red Queen's name a couple times.
Oh, I definitely did. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah, I
do.
did too.
The aliasing.
Yeah.
All out the window.
Or-
We're gone.
All right, everybody. So, how did you feel about this talk? Is this something you guys would want to do again, whether or not individually or together?
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again.
I
I really-
enjoy getting everybody's different perspectives because we all have different backgrounds and then different journeys, and then even where we are now is different. So like everybody's learned something on their own path and on their own journey. So now like we're just kind of coming together and sharing our experiences. So it's been super educational, but like also like therapeutic in a way, because it's nice to have conversations like this and not like have somebody just start attacking you and have somebody just like shut everything down and all that stuff. So it was nice to have a full conversation where you say something and your words are received, and then somebody gives words back that are received, and the cycle continues.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
practice what we preached. And I like that I have our notes here and everything we talked about. We talked about, diversity. We're pretty diverse. Like, we don't cover everything, but we're pretty diverse. We talked about empathy. I feel like we were all pretty empathetic with everything, with like everybody's situation where we came from. We moved on into education, which I'm really happy that we did, because I am a firm believer of like doing your own research and education and everything. We talked about love, just loving one another, and I think as Christians, I think most of us are Christians. Okay. As Christians, that is like our main thing to do, is where we're called to love one another, regardless of race, background, sexuality, and everything. We moved on to just sometimes not taking things too seriously, not letting things like bother us specifically. Humor, laughter. I would even say like water off a duck's back. Just let it go, because as soon as you have that, like that, as soon as you know somebody that is like trying to antagonize you, what good is that going to do to start arguing with them? Not a whole lot. And then we talked about our justice system and everything, and then the family unit, and how we can, like, what we can do just in general to improve ourselves and like the lives around us. And I think I do think conversation is the first step, but at some point we have to go beyond that. So yeah.
We done good.
You done good.
We've done good.
We're done good.
It was fun to go to Wonderland.
Yes, thank you for coming to Wonderland. Maybe we'll dress up next time and we'll just talk about the stupid stuff that happens. We'll talk about the little things that don't necessarily matter that people are just getting angry about and screaming about,
Okay.
How about we have a fun one? Because this one was really heavy. Let's have a fun one.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so down.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
I'm done.
This has been really good, guys. So, yeah, are we gonna peace out?
Yep. Peace out.